just wanted to cheer myself up. So Jonathan was a mate of mine who was with me at the time. I said, "Should we go down go to a club?" I said, "All right." So it was just on the spur of the moment. I didn't have any intention to go out to the club that night.
So you decide to go to the Millennium Club, and you go with your friend John Kenny. What happened when you got to the club?
When I got to the club, I walked in the door, and the management and that looked after me straight away, and they put a security guard with me and a couple, keep an eye on me. The club was busy. I was high, and it was a good buzz, and I had loads of girls coming up to me, and I was talking to loads of the blokes coming up and talking to me, and I just talked to, well, it seemed like hundreds, and it was getting, you know, quite heavy, because there was a lot of, not heavy as in bad, but heavy in as it was getting a lot to deal with.
Bit of an event.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, maybe it's a bit too much, you know, and all the drink and that, and I talked to loads of people.
Barrymore left the club with 31-year-old Stuart Lubbock, a local butcher and father of 2 young children. Also with him was Justin Merritt, a dustman, and his friend John Kenny. In total, 9 people went to Barrymore's home. Had you taken any drugs that evening or during the day?
No, not during the day or that evening. No.
So you'd only been drinking?
Yeah, I've been drinking. I drank Jack Daniels and lemonade at the club, and then we went back to the house.
The taxi driver who took you home says, and I quote, "You were definitely the worst for wear." Would that be a fair description?
I was the worst for wear as me, or worse for wear out of everybody else?
No, you were just worse for wear yourself.
It's the first time I'm hearing this. So.
Yeah, just the worse for wear yourself. You were quite drunk, I think is what he meant, as he took you home.
It's probably acceptable. I mean, I was leaning over the back of his seat talking to him, just jollying on. It was just another night, another club. People come back.
Just the sort of thing you did?
Have a drink. It's the sort of thing I did, you know.
What happened when you got home?
I got home, I went in, I went down, showed them around the place. Not showed them around the place, but, you know, there's some music in there in the front room and that, and help yourself to drinks.
Did you serve them drinks?
No, I didn't serve them drinks. They helped themselves.
You just showed them where the drinks?
Yeah, I showed them where the drink. There's a cabinet in the front room, and there's the fridge and the cooler, and there was plenty of drink around, just to help themselves. And also, if they wanted to use the jacuzzi, they could.
Were any of the people who you saw in your house, admittedly you say you didn't know them, but did they appear to be drunk?
Stuart had had a drink. They'd all had a drink, but nothing I would judge as so drunk that they had to be taken care of. Or
did anybody take any drugs?
I took some drugs with a couple of them.
What sort of drugs?
Smoke.
Did you offer cocaine to anybody?
No.
You didn't?
No, not at all.
I'm sure you'll be aware that there are now effectively 2 descriptions of what happened on that night, and both of them appear to tally.
Well, what descriptions are they?
Well, Justin Merritt, for example, has said that you offered cocaine to all of the people in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And he says that you dabbed your finger in cocaine and forcibly rubbed it on Stuart Lubbock's gum in the kitchen.
Place. The only time I had anything was with a couple of guys down the other end of the house. And at that time, they all went out to the pool. So
is Justin Merritt lying when he says that that was what you did and he saw you do it?
Is he lying?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
He's lying?
Yes.
Even though on a previous occasion, John Kenny recollects you doing exactly that thing, getting cocaine, dabbing it on your finger and rubbing it in your gums.
The 2 don't tie in.
Well, they tie in as something that you might do.
Something I might do, not to another person.
It's something that John Kenny saw you do to yourself.
Yeah, you're saying that I
Previous-
did that on an occasion.
Yeah, and what I'm saying to you is...
It's not something I recall ever doing.
No, sure. To be clear...
Yeah, I'm clear about what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, very clear.
You are saying that Justin Merritt is lying.
He is lying.
Justin Merritt stands by the story he told police.
Given the fact that you have been honest enough to admit that you've used cocaine previously, and that there are other friends of yours who recollect you buying cocaine and using cocaine,
Yeah.
is it not possible that you had cocaine in the house that evening?
It's possible, but a trace of cocaine was found in the house.
Is it not possible that you gave cocaine
No,
to the
it isn't
guests?
possible.
Why are you so categoric on that?
Because for that evening, I know the sequence of events. I wasn't so off it that I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't so out of my head that I didn't know what was going on. Came into the house, showed them where everything was, went down the other end, had a smoke with the lads, came back, went to go up to the jacuzzi, and that's when I discovered Stuart. The last time I saw Stuart was walking towards the jacuzzi.
Stuart Lubbock joined John Kenny and Justin Merritt in the outside jacuzzi. Kenny and Merritt went back to the house. Shortly afterwards, another guest, James Footers, saw Stuart swimming alone in the pool next to the jacuzzi.
So what happened next that raised the alarm? Can you just take me through the sequence of events?
We had the smoke down there. We were there for a while, not that long. We agreed we'd go to the jacuzzi, give it a go. Went down to the corner end of the house. I gave them some shorts, they changed, I changed into a pair of shorts. Walked out to the pool towards the jacuzzi. Everybody was back in the house by then. And then I looked down, which is effectively the deep end, and Stuart was there.
Did you realise who it was?
Not immediately. Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, he was face up. Yeah.
What did you do?
I just freaked out. I ran back in and got Jonathan, who I know is a lifesaver, and Simon and James jumped in and pulled his body out.
Did you call the police?
No,
Why not?
because somebody was doing it.
Justin Merritt says he called 999.
Yeah, I called. Well, Justin and Jonathan came out to the body.
What did you do next?
I was standing on the other side, and I just lost it. I just panicked. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't believe what was going on.
So what did you think as you looked?
That he'd been under the water a while, from the way he was.
But that made you panic?
Not panic. When I say panic, I just freaking out at seeing him under there, and it just seemed that their efforts to do anything, it wasn't coming round.
So what did you do?
I didn't do anything at that point. Simon and James had come down to get away. There's nothing you can do, and leave the place because it's going to be swarming with police and press. And I just went along with that.
So you're saying that it was suggested to you that you should get out of the house?
Yes.
Do you think that was the most responsible behaviour?
No.
I mean, he is a total stranger who's clearly injured in some way in the pool, and you leave the house.
Yeah.
It's almost tantamount to a criminal offence, isn't it? Like leaving the scene of an accident. Can you see?
It's only tantamount to that if you're leaving the scene of the accident if you caused it. I didn't think about what I was doing. I didn't think what was right or wrong. They ushered me away. They said, "There's nothing you can do." You know, I said, "I want to, you know, do something," but they said, you know, it'd be a nightmare. I'd just come out, and I didn't leave without straight away ringing my PA Mike and telling him where I was. I wasn't running away from the scene. If I was running away from the scene, the police would have been able to find me straight away.
Just going back over the scene, your friends suggest that you can't be of any help. There's been this terrible incident. You don't really know what's happened, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the individual concerned, but something's happened and you're anxious about it. Your friends say to you, some people might accuse you of running away from your responsibilities. It's your house,
Yeah.
and you've invited people to your party. Do you accept that that's what it was, that you were entirely irresponsible?
I was irresponsible at the time.
Just to leave the house?
I didn't think. I'm guilty of not thinking.
Again,
I didn't think. I didn't think. I went along with somebody else suggesting what I do. What I should have done is stay down, sorted things out. But I was in no state. I was in no state to take control. I just couldn't believe what had happened.
you invited people to your house. It was your party. And when something terrible is happening in front of your eyes, even though it was suggested to you by other people, you leave your house. That is not responsible behaviour.
No, it's not at all. It's totally irresponsible. And I've got to live with that.
You do.
Yeah.